1 second. Wait, Alex, I don't think they can see you yet. Let me.
Alright, do I need to move?
Wait, no. Alright, 1 second, guys. Sorry about this little delay. Apologies for the technical difficulties, everybody.
Can the people hear me at least?
Oh, it's because it's a different Zoom meeting. Okay. I think that, guys, can you hear him? Let him know if you could hear him in the comments.
Let me know if you can hear me.
While I set some things up. Okay, you guys should be able to see him now too. All right, can you guys hear and see us? Hopefully.
Let us know. Give us some thumbs up.
Give us some thumbs up if you guys can hear and see us. But we'll just go ahead and get started. Thank you guys for joining us again. Here, let me get things set up. All right, thank you guys for joining us again. Welcome to another episode of the Pop Report, which is like our little podcast that we like to do on live stream about once a week. I'm Drew, joined by my bro Alex. Alex, say what's up. Let's test that audio.
What's up, everyone? Again, give us those thumbs up. Let us know how everything's sounding.
Yeah.
Always looking forward to this part of the week.
Yup.
Let's get started.
All right. So yeah, we've had a busy week in cards. I feel like we got a lot of good cops recently, and we'll get into that. There's a lot of big things coming up in the sports world that will like affect cards as well. And one of those is the 2021 NFL Draft. And so Alex is going to cover a few players that you may want to watch out for as far as cards are concerned for this upcoming class. Can't hear Alex. Wait, Alex, try talking.
Yeah, testing again. Let us know if you can hear me. Maybe are my audio settings all good over there on your end? Testing.
Okay, they can't hear Alex. So we got to fix some things here. Let me go back to the old. All right, guys, we'll be right back. Sorry about this. No, we're still on the same one. All right, can you guys hear us now? Can you guys hear us now? Let us know in the comments.
Testing.
I feel like we're extra laggy today.
Yeah. It's okay though.
But can you guys hear us? Can you guys hear us?
Yeah. Dodgers already played today. Lakers already played today. There's nothing really to do the rest of the day.
True. We're just chilling. We're just chilling.
What was that?
Like literally, we're just chilling. It's so chill. Can you guys hear us?
I say we get started because talk about something because it's going to be about a minute potentially until we get any responses.
Nah, they can fast forward. Wait, I'll just check myself. Oh yeah. All right. We'll just go ahead and get started then. Yeah, that's true. All right. Hopefully you guys can hear us. I'm sorry for the lag. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties today. But without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started in talking about some of the players in the. Okay, yes, they can hear us. All right. Some of the players in the 2021 NFL Draft. All right, Alex, who do you want to start with talking about first?
All right, so I feel like we'll just do a brief rundown of some of the quarterbacks because especially in the world of collecting and cards, the players that carry the most weight are definitely the quarterbacks. So this year, it's a pretty stacked quarterback class. There's pretty much 5 top-tier quarterbacks that are probably going to go in the first round and most likely early in the first round. So the first 2, I'm not going to talk a whole lot because those are pretty much locks to go as 1 and 2. So number 1 is Trevor Lawrence, who we've already talked a little bit about on this podcast before, but he's going to go number 1 to the Jaguars most likely, and he's pretty much well regarded as the top prospect. Number 2 is Zach Wilson, and Zach Wilson's probably going to go number 2 to the Jets. The Jets traded away Sam Darnold earlier this year so that they could, what it seems like, make room for Zach Wilson. So those 2 are pretty much locks. Now, where in what order the next 3 of the 5 go is really where the question lies. So the next 3 quarterbacks that I want to talk a little bit about are Justin Fields, Mac Jones, and Trey Lance. So those are 3 quarterbacks that are solidly in the top 5 as far as quarterbacks go, but it's a little bit unknown as to what order they're going to go in. Leading up to kind of the draft and earlier back in 2020, I feel like Justin Fields was definitely the leading, candidate of that category, but since draft analysis has started to roll around and a lot of the QB experts have weighed in on, their throwing forms and their 40 times and things like that. For whatever reason, Justin Fields has kind of seemed to drop, even though me personally, from what I've seen, he's the one I've watched the most because he played for Ohio State, played in national championship games, et cetera. And he, played really well, and he's like a super athlete, kind of like a Cam Newton type. So Justin Fields has fallen the most, but I still like him. But the 49ers, who have the 3rd overall pick, are really going to kind of be choosing between these 3 quarterbacks, Justin Fields, Trey Lance, and Mac Jones. Most recent indications seem like they're going to be leaning towards Mac Jones. Mac Jones was the quarterback for Alabama last year, and for those of you that don't really follow college football, Alabama is pretty much the best school every single year. And so their quarterback has a ton of weapons, right? They have a great offensive line, and they have great receivers. And Mac Jones, seems like a good quarterback, kind of controlling that high-powered offense. So people think that he's kind of a good system quarterback, but he's not really known to be a super athlete. He's not a running quarterback. He's more of a stationary pocket guy. So the 49ers might want a guy like that on their team. They currently have Jimmy Garoppolo, who's kind of like that himself. So they might pick another guy like that, like Mac Jones, who's, different strengths than, say, somebody like Justin Fields. The third person to look at, Trey Lance. So he's kind of like the wild card in this situation. He is somebody who is really athletic, has really good throwing skills, but he hasn't really proven himself in playing for a big college program. At this point in time, he played at a small college and then played like one game in a big program. And so there's not a lot of history or sample size out there as to how he has actually performed in games. So he, of the 5 quarterbacks is kind of like the most of a prospect, but, he has really high upside because he's a really good athlete as well. So I honestly feel like as far as the world of cards go, I would try to load up on all 5 of these quarterbacks if you're able to, because, it's really hard to predict in when it comes to people's futures. It's kind of a crapshoot. So, I try to diversify and grab, cards as they start to come out of all of these quarterbacks. But Trevor Lawrence at number 1, kind of a sure thing, biggest prospect since probably like Peyton Manning or something along those lines. But the other 4 quarterbacks, some are high risk, some are a little bit safer, but, it's kind of a crapshoot, but they all seem like they have, the initial skills that it takes to be a star quarterback in the NFL. So yeah, that's some football talk there. What do you think, Drew?
If you were to compare like these quarterbacks that you're talking about to like current day players, like what level would you say that they're at?
Definitely. So I would say Lawrence, who again is kind of like the everybody would say he's number 1. Mm-hmm. Reminds me a lot of Joe Burrow last year.
Okay.
So Joe Burrow was kind of like the hands down number 1 last year. Great quarterback at a big time school that has lots of national exposure. Trevor Lawrence, I would say, is similar there. Mac Jones, I think it's interesting because I would probably compare him to like a Jimmy Garoppolo, mm-hmm. who is, the quarterback of the 49ers, who are the ones who might pick Mac Jones. So he's like a really good game manager. If you have good players on the team, like Alabama did, he'll probably be able to hit his targets and things like that. So Mac Jones, kind of a safer play there. Justin Fields, I would compare the most to Cam Newton. I don't know if he's quite as big as Cam Newton is, but he's kind of like, looks like he can play almost any position on a football field from the way that he's built, but he just happens to be a quarterback. And Trey Lance, I would probably relate him to like a Deshaun Watson or like a Teddy Bridgewater, kind of like a very athletic quarterback, can run, but he's a little bit kind of the hardest to predict because I've seen him play the least. He hasn't played for any big college schools yet.
Okay. Any other college names that you want to throw out that you think people should watch out for?
So yeah, I would say one person to look out for, and if we're loading up on rookie cards, as these new releases come out, a name I would look for is Kyle Pitts. So Kyle Pitts is a tight end. I think, so people are saying that he's probably the most sure thing prospect as far as, next year he'll probably be a star tight end in the NFL. And people say he's the best tight end, since like Travis Kelce. And I feel like the tight end position over the last couple of years, because of players like Kelce and Gronk, has become a more important position, and it's kind of like trending upward as far as like value goes and usage goes. So Kyle Pitts, sure thing prospect as a tight end. Kelce potential. He's somebody I would load up on as well.
Okay, so there you guys go. Those are some football names to watch out for draft day. As far as like cards are concerned, there are some upcoming releases with this upcoming class coming out soon, which I'll get into in a bit. By the pictures, the one I have up right now, it's Trey Lance, and that one's going to be from Chronicles Draft 2021. This Mac Jones is also from Chronicles Draft 2021. And then this Justin Fields is from Leaf. There's no pictures of his like upcoming Panini cards, but this one's for me. I'm watching the stream myself, guys, and I know, like, you literally can't even see our faces move, and I apologize for that, but we'll just keep going. All right.
Podcast is more about the audio. Anyway.
Yeah, facts. just close your eyes and just kind of listen. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. All right. As far as upcoming releases, like I was just saying, here's a picture. You can't really see it too well here, but I'll list it off. Some sports card releases that we have in May. This is via Sports and Hype Twitter. And there's some interesting things. This is just like the retail. I think this is like a leaked photo from the Walmart sell sheet or something like that. But yeah, let me pull it up here on my phone so I can. There's some Upper Deck NHL 21 Panini Chronicles football, which is what some of those ones were from. 21 Panini Prizm Draft Picks football. And then, sorry about this, guys. 21 Topps Bowman Baseball. The hobby box for Bowman Baseball released today. But yeah. And then 1920 Panini Hoops Premium may restock at some Walmarts, apparently. Panini Score Football, which is kind of like a lower level football card. And then there's Panini Prizm Baseball, Panini Contenders Basketball, and Draft Pick Contenders Football. So that's pretty much it for the big releases to look out for in May. And like I said, there's some big football draft pick ones, which you guys can apply to some of the knowledge that you learned prior when I was talking about some of the players to look out for. But as far as what I'm looking forward to out of that list, I'm not a big fan of like the draft cards. So whenever the first like official team licensed card comes out, I'm going to be pretty excited for that. And then there's Contenders Basketball, but we don't really like Contenders too much. So, but yeah, so that brings us into our next portion of today's little podcast of sorts, which we are just going to be talking about. We've been opening a lot of packs recently. If you guys have been watching our videos, we've been opening Select Football, Prizm Basketball, and a bunch more. And we're just going to kind of freestyle here and just talk about some of our favorites and some of our least favorite things that we've opened. If you guys are still in the chat right now, feel free to let us know what some of your favorite things are, what you've had success with, and what you have found not too great. We'll start with baseball because there's only really one that comes to mind as recent, which is 2021 Series 1. And I actually really enjoy 2021 Series 1. It's one of the ones where, since you can always, it's always like a little bit easier to find. It's always like a good opportunity. Like, it's always there, you know what I mean? And although the print run may be high and like some of the time the packs, you don't really get too much good stuff, there's always like a lot of potential for something really good. Like a parallel of a good rookie, and that's kind of fun. And Alex, you've had success a bit, but you've opened a lot, but you've had like some success, huh?
Yeah, I've opened a lot of 2021 because, like you were saying, it's like one of the most available sets out there. I would say at first when 2021 first came out, I was really into it. I thought it was really cool, and I still do think it's really cool. But now it's gotten to the point where every time I see it on the shelves, I start thinking about like the overpopulation, potential. I feel like I haven't bought, the most Series 1, and the fact that, I've already opened up probably 5, 6 Alex Bohm base rookie cards kind of really makes me question the long-term value of them. So it's like I've kind of lost my excitement about it over time. But like you were saying, it's more about the hit potential. So, that on that rare occasion where you do get that numbered card, that color parallel, autograph, whatever it is. It's definitely really exciting, and it's always nice to like chase that opportunity. But from like their base cards perspective, I love the look of them, but again, I'm just skeptical about the amount that they're making and how available they are at Target, especially when you relate it to, you know, basketball and football and even Topps Chrome, you know, like how fast those types of things go.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I kind of wonder, like, since I'm kind of like newer to like this stuff, like I wonder what the print run was like, or like what it was like in the past trying to get some of this stuff. Like, from what I understand, like it's always like it's when cards like just months ago, all cards were way easier to get. So I'm sure like Topps cards were just as easier to get too. Like I wonder, like 2018 Topps update. Like if you opened a bunch of them, or if you opened as much like blaster boxes and stuff that you've opened of 2021, how would the number of like Acuñas or Sotos compare to the amount of Alec Bombs that you get from 2021?
Yeah. Again, same, kind of like not 100% sure, but just because from the information that I've gathered from other people on YouTube and other people in the hobby, I feel like other people share the concern about like seeing so much Series 1 this year. Yeah, I'm not really sure. It might just, I feel like sometimes people's memories are short, right? So they don't even remember what it was like, you know, last year when regular 2020 Series 1 came out, but it seems high. Just especially relative to basketball and football, right?
Yeah.
Because we're seeing kind of those side by side at Targets, and we're seeing, you know, the demand for two other things, you know, far outpacing baseball.
Yeah.
At least, or maybe the supply for baseball is way higher too.
Interestingly, yeah, I see we got two comments in the chat saying the same thing. Someone said, Donruss Panini 2021 baseball is a neat set for inserts. And then Mr. Optimistic said, I like opening Donruss MLB. We've opened some Donruss MLB. I actually kind of like it. I'm not even going to lie. The base cards I don't think are that great, but like the inserts are way better than Topps, I feel like.
Yeah, I'd say check out, scroll down in our channel and look through some of our old videos because we have opened up some Donruss baseball.
Yeah.
And even just from a couple of fat packs, we've got some fun cards. I feel like when I've opened it side by side with Series 1 is a little bit like, I already kind of know what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
Donruss, again, the cards themselves, because they don't have the logo, you know, I question some of the long-term value, but it's at least like fun, right? To see all the different colors, different variations, nickname cards, the Unleashed insert series. I think it's pretty sick. We got the Trout Unleashed and the Mookie Betts and Yelich and a couple others. So that's a pretty cool insert set. So yeah, I think I do like it. I wouldn't say I would think of it as from an investment perspective. I don't know if I would value it over Series 1, but at this point right now, if you presented me with a, you know, hanger of Donruss and a hanger of Series 1, I might open up the Donruss just because more fun.
Yeah, totally. Speaking of Donruss, guys, if you want to win a fat pack of Donruss basketball, if on one of these podcasts we ever get 15 viewers at once, we'll give it away. I know right now it's not ideal circumstances with the lag, but type some fire emojis, get that interaction up so we can get some more people in here and hopefully give that away soon because we already gave away one of those in the earlier stages of the podcast, but we'll give away another Donruss basketball. So yeah, that's the baseball ones. Are there any other baseball ones that we've opened recently?
Just, you know, right now Heritage and Opening Day are in stores, and you know, I don't love them from a product perspective as far as like being super fun to look at, etc. And I don't love them for value. So yeah, that'd be my thought on those.
I agree.
I am for your kids.
I haven't opened those ones yet, but I just agree. Like I don't really have too much interest in opening either of them. Moving along, we'll talk a little bit football. For football, there's only two products that really come to mind for me, and that would be Select and Optic. Has there been any other recent football release we've opened?
I mean, I still see Contenders sometimes, but
Oh,
yeah,
Contenders,
pretty much
yeah.
those ones. Yeah.
Contenders, I did not like.
Oh, there's also Leaf Draft Football for the
Leaf
new
Draft
season as
football.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So first, we'll start with Leaf Draft Football. That the box. It's just a box set. Like everybody gets the same cards, but then there's two random autographs. Did you opened a box? Did you have any good luck with the random autographs?
So not really. I like when I opened it, I got two prospect autographs of people that I hadn't heard of, sticker autos. When I did a little research, one of them's name is Christian Darrisaw, and he's actually a top 15 draft pick most likely. So he's like one of the best offensive linemen going in the draft. Offensive lineman, not super exciting, but at least he had a little name recognition. So, it's something. But personally, I didn't get any hits, but for that box, I would say it's all about the play for the autograph. And then I would just take the set that you get and store it away and see if this draft class proves to be historic like we expect, and see if the set of draft picks that includes Lawrence, Fields, Lance, Wilson, etc. Goes up in value long term.
Totally.
Yeah, but I wouldn't pay like resale prices. Not even sure if it is reselling for anything very much. But if you see it in stores, might be worth rolling the dice to see if you can get a good autograph.
Yeah, totally. Especially if there's nothing else, and that's like pretty much it. Another one that was recent was Optic Football, and even though we didn't have too much luck with it, I liked Optic Football. I thought the cards looked really nice, and we got a lot of good rookies, just not a lot of great rookies. And from what I've seen, like on Twitter and stuff, we were kind of unique in that sense. Like most people got some fire from Optic, but what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I love Optic as well. We had horrible luck with opening Optic that we got in stores, but in a way that makes me think that the rookies that are out there are going to have good value. I feel like Optic is one release that we kind of saw, we saw it at its come out, we saw it at its height, and now it's probably not coming out anymore, maybe another couple weeks at most. And it didn't seem like they overproduced it. It seemed like, they kept it as kind of like a premium thing that was out there. So I also, not only did I like the card, I also like the long-term prospect for Optic as well.
Yeah. And then finally would be Select, which is what we've just most recently opened. Select is pretty fire, honestly. Like, the cards look really sick. The reason you get so many rookies is because there's only 100 players in the checklist. And a lot of them are rookies, whereas like Prizm and Optic, there's like way more players that you can get, like a bunch of random non-skill position veterans. But Select, it's just like the good players and the rookies, from what I understand. So you do get a lot of rookies. I do have some worry as far as like the long-term value is concerned, just because I think, dang, like you get so many rookies, like there's no way that all of these variations of this same rookie will have that much value. Like there's blue die cuts, orange die cuts, like different field level, there's premier, concourse, and it's like, dang, it's a lot to keep up with. But they all look sick. They all look sick, and from not even considering long-term value or prevent or anything, it's probably my favorite football that we've opened recently.
Yeah. I'd say it's been like, it was truly a treat to open up Select Football. I feel like as people, I would consider us retail people. We don't often, open a lot of hobby stuff. So Select kind of always felt like something we would talk about, but maybe buy single cards of, but not really get a chance to rip ourselves. And then came out in retail, And I love that they didn't like cheat the retail buyers. I feel like you still got the premium like select experience, you know, that you get when you open a hobby box. What would make me really happy with Select is if I showed up to Target the next couple of weeks and I couldn't find any.
Yeah.
I'm with you. That's kind of my main worry. Like, it seems like everybody's opening up Select. It was pretty easy to get, you know, this last week when it started to come out in the Targets in our area.
Yeah.
Everybody who opens it has hit, you know, some fire. And, you know, surprisingly on eBay, like the sales are still strong for the single card.
Yeah, true.
Of base levels. I don't know how long that'll last, but, you know, it's still strong right now. So I think the best thing that they could do, and the best thing for us that have already gotten into some Select, is if they would, you know, kind of cut it where it is right now.
Yeah.
But we'll see, because I'm sure Panini's incentive is to sell more and get more money, right? So we'll see how that works out. So
Yeah, I have heard that maybe their strategy, I don't know where I saw this, but like maybe their strategy is to like make this year's Select really good, and so that it's like on the level of like Prizm and like known as one of their premier products, and then next year the hype will be crazy, and then it won't, like the packs won't be as good. They'll kind of like scale it back a little bit as far as like the good cards that you can get, but this is just to like build the Select hype, and that's why there's so much like bangers out of these blaster boxes. And then maybe in the future this could be like a really iconic set, because it's just like there was so much good cards in 2020 Select.
Yeah. So I love Select, and I think we're also a little biased because we like hit like such a banger card from our Select opening. Go to old video. What's the name of the video where we opened?
The name of the video.
Fire Select card.
Insane rookie quarterback pull. 2020 Select football pack opening. Yeah.
Yep.
If you guys want to see a banger pulled, go ahead and check that video out. Alex got a really good card. So yeah, Select. I think it's really dope. Honestly. And then, so that's it for football, I would say. And then getting into basketball, there's been some recent releases, and in my opinion, like the basketball card hype has gone down a little bit. And in my opinion, these recent releases have not been all that so far. Hoops, I thought was pretty cool. The slam inserts look pretty dope. But the cards are just kind of like paper, like they're not that amazing quality. And then there was also DONRUSS, which I thought was really sick from the hobby box, because there were some sick inserts like Crunch Time and Net Marbles. But then the retail DONRUSS I thought was kind of weak, besides the rated rookies. And then now we have Prizm, which I think they look all right. They look pretty cool. But we've opened a few blaster boxes already of Prizm, and like we've got okay stuff, but compared to the high that we had with Select, it's just Prizm is looking kind of weak this year. I don't know. What are your thoughts on like the basketball releases we got?
Yeah, so I feel like in general, the basketball trend has more to do with like the part where we're at in the NBA season. It's just kind of like a lull in like basketball excitement in general, and then I think that's reflected in the card market. For these recent releases, I think it's like important to remember that it's been mostly the low end releases, you know, to this point in time. Like if you look at 2019, 2020, you know, NBA hoops or DONRUSS regular, you know, people aren't looking back and super excited about those either. So I think maybe hype will start to build card-wise, obviously as the season goes into the playoffs, but then also as, you know, now Prizm starts to gain popularity, and then all of the other big 2020, 2021 releases start to come out that are more high-end, you know, cooler, more autographs, you know, that type of stuff. So it could trend back up later, but I think one big thing that's causing the most recent releases to struggle is that the rookie class is not that strong.
Mm.
I think LaMelo Ball is, kind of that one chase that people are looking for and feel pretty confident in his long-term potential. But even he's been injured for the last couple of months, a couple months now.
Mm.
He's just coming back now, so we'll see if that brings any more hype back into kind of this rookie class. But, part of what was so fun about, say, 2019, 2020 class is that even if I'm just hit the most basic base level of Zion or Ja, I'm like ecstatic, right? Now I'm really only looking for LaMelo, and I'm probably not as ecstatic about LaMelo as I was about Ja and Zion, right? So I think the class itself is part of the reason why that's played out.
Yeah, that's so true. Honestly, that's very true. That's probably why it's not as. But I think like once we get to like select, I think select will be pretty sick. Just because I don't know if it's anything like select football. And after, like once the playoffs start heating up, we should see like some more hype just in general. So that's so true.
Another thing with basketball is just because the wax itself is so expensive, right, and so high demand on like the resale market, it seems like the most of a gamble to actually open. Right. So it's like every time you open it and if you don't get like that fire, you kind of feel let down.
Where
if I open a blaster of Top Series 1, like, and I get, a couple good rookies, it's okay. I didn't really lose out on a lot. But if I open a box of Prizm and I got, couple good rookies, I'm thinking about how I could have sold it on eBay for $150, which is way more than what these two rookie cards are worth, right? So definitely the most of a gamble when you decide to crack open. But I feel like we could be telling a different story if one of those Prizm blasters that we opened had hit.
Funny thing about this year's Prizm is the hanger boxes resell for more than the blaster boxes, even though the hanger boxes have less cards. I'm telling you, bro. They say hangers are bangers. Like the cards that you get in like a hanger box are better than a blaster box. I swear. And I think it's reflecting in the aftermarket prices. But
I haven't run into any hangers.
I feel like blaster boxes are the most like easy to find. Like it's the most mass-produced version, maybe. I don't know.
Also, for some basketball cards like Prizm, like some of the Chrome cards, how it's like a blaster box, but it's still only 20-something cards. It's like it could be this could have been a hanger.
Right? Four cards per pack, just like
exactly.
But so that's our thoughts on some recent packs and our successes and our failures. Do you have any other thing that you want to talk about? Do we have any questions? What do we think?
So, question for you while we're seeing if any questions come in. Do you have any plans for card hunting this week? What are you hoping to score at Target if you go? What's your plan?
I'm not really sure yet, honestly, because now they're changing it to one item per. You too, right?
Yeah, that's what I think. I feel like I still have to go there and see it myself to really believe it. But last week when I was there, they were saying next week they were updating to one item per customer. So if that's one item total, that changes things.
I don't know if I'm going to go 100% for sure yet. I'm going to try to get some stuff. I'm going to keep trying to have success online potentially. And if I don't, maybe I'll hit up the Target or something. But we'll just have to see because this week, like on social medias and stuff, I haven't seen like any new product surface really, like different variations. Like maybe next week we'll see like Prizm mega boxes and hanger boxes, blah blah blah. But like nothing has really surfaced so far. So I feel like maybe this next week is going to be a little bit more on the chill side as far as releases are concerned. Unless we start seeing some different like variations of Prizm and Select and stuff like that. because I don't really think there's any like major new releases yet. I don't know. We'll have to see. How about you? How about you?
Well, I'm definitely doing some card hunting.
Okay.
If what they said is true and they've switched it to one item max per person, I feel like that has its own pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you can't just like stock up on 3 different things. But one of the pros is that I feel like I could probably go later in the morning, like not have to get there super early in the morning or camp out or anything like that, and still be able to get, at least like one blaster of Prizm or like one blaster of Celeste if they're restocking. So what I might do is map out like 2 to 3 to 4 targets all within a few miles and try to just get one item from each of it and call it a day from there. But we'll see. Might be a video on that.
Let's go. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
We got a question. What did you guys think about 2019 Hoops Premium stock? Well, like I said, it may be restocking according to some rumors. Maybe they like reprinted some more of it. I don't know. Sometimes Panini does that. But that'd be kind of weird with 2019 cards being still released, so we'll see. But I actually really liked it. I opened only one mega box of it, and it was a fire mega box. Check out my video. I opened it with my girlfriend. And Alex, you've opened like a cello pack. Didn't have quite as much luck, right?
Right.
But I think it's dope. Honestly, it was the first year of it, and it was one of my favorites for sure.
Yeah. I would agree. I feel like the premium stock, like the inserts are like really cool.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of like just random cards that you pull out of there. They're like, what is this? And then it's like pretty sick version of like Curry or LeBron or something like that.
Yeah, because Hoops in general has sick like insert cards, and then on a Chrome version of it, like I hope this upcoming Hoops Premium they have like Slam Premium. That'd be pretty sick.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Did you guys pull any fire, and do you think they'll be valuable considering a strong rookie class? With Hoops Premium, I pulled a Zion, I got a Jaw insert, and I think there will be some value going forward, honestly. I saw a mega box today of Prizm basketball on YouTube. Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. I guess some people are seeing mega boxes of Prizm basketball, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I will go card hunting. But yeah, I think that kind of sums it up for our show today. I'm so sorry that we're so laggy today. That's honestly so annoying. Let me just check to see how it looks. Yeah, like if you watch it, we literally don't even move. That's so annoying. But yeah, whatever. Alex, do you have anything to say before we sign?
I would say not a whole lot to say, but after last weekend where we scored some Prizm and Celeste, I'm fired up about the card market right now. I feel like lots of good stuff is coming to market.
Yeah.
And we'll see. I feel like there might be a little lull in the demand right now because NBA was really driving a lot of it, and that has been down. And I noticed that, my target last week, that it wasn't as crowded. So I feel like, now is a time where things are trending a little bit lower, and it's a great time to get into the hobby, go find some packs to open up, and get involved. So I'm feeling optimistic. I'm excited about things. And thanks for joining us.
Would you say, one more question, would you say this is the most like hyped you've been about cards like recently, or like what's your like trajectory of interest been, you feel like?
I'm hyped right now because mostly has to do with, and again, check out one of our most recent videos, insane quarterback pull, but mostly because of one of our big quarterback pulls that we got. It's got me like reinvigorated back into things. But then also starting to see, now that we've been into it for a while, we've made some smart decisions in the players that we've invested in, and they're all kind of doing well, and now there's different opportunities to sell and make money. So I'm excited by all of that. So stay tuned for more information. We'll keep you guys updated, but feeling good.
For sure. I think that's it, guys. I think that is it. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate all of you. 49 minutes long. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And we will be signing off. Have a good one, guys.
Peace.